First of all, you should be checking out our GM mode here every Saturday after Collision, and replays on Friday on the gaming channel. And Bailey Dub is our creation of how we expect Bailey to show up at AEW sometime this year at the tag. Here comes Stat Daddy. And Marina don't care. Marina literally don't care. What do we got coming here? Canadian Destroyer. Could Bailey be out of it? Only a 2 count. Uh-oh, look out. What a punt! And that's going to get the victory. My skull don't dig that? Nope. What? What bullshit is this? The biggest problem with this game is hit detection. Oh, there's some detection of a drop kick. Referee out of position again. Hoji's got... Uh-oh. MCG, what a turd.
And her opponent from San Jose, California, Bailey W.
If you're not familiar with Bailey W, first of all, you should be checking out our GM mode here every Saturday after Collision, and replays on Friday on the gaming channel. And Bailey Dub is our creation of how we expect Bailey to show up at AEW sometime this year at the tag. Here comes Stat Daddy. And Marina don't care. Marina literally don't care. What do we got coming here? Canadian Destroyer. Could Bailey be out of it? Only a 2 count. Uh-oh, look out. What a punt! And that's going to get the victory. Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It is...
Super kick!
Super kick!
Let go! Let go!
Third! Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Yes! This life is going great! Let's go!
She's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Barely, she's back.
Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday night edition of the Mike the Ref Twitch stream and the AEW Collision Sidecast. This will be a lot of fun tonight. I got a feeling this is going to be very interesting how things work together tonight. Hey, Mr. Zodiac, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Been having a little bit interesting thoughts about wrestling this week. And a lot of it has to do with knowing your audience. Because one of the things that just drives me up the wall a little bit here is, we've had 2 different incidences over the last week here. And it isn't just an AEW thing, it's a WWE thing. Hey, Homer, good to see you. Where the promotion really doesn't know its audience that well. And this goes back to Wednesday, and I'm still a little bit miffed about the, I understand where they were going with it just because they had to establish the birds the way they do, but the fact that the Inspiration win the tag titles in Impact their first night, and they get absolutely drilled in their debut on AEW, which I get it. We're going to see something develop probably out of that works a little more positively. But for me, I feel this audience really isn't into that pure comic and go. That's why Danhausen didn't work in many ways. And let's speak about Danhausen. If you watch Danhausen, the debut on Elimination Chamber, I went back to go see it. It went about as flat as, how flat could it be? How flat could it be? I believe Bart Simpson walking out with the cake, "At least you tried," would be the best way to put it. And they've done a million times better with him on Raw and SmackDown this week. Like, knowing what you can do with your talent and knowing the crowd, it's not on the talent, it's on the booker. Because the booker the two bookers in this sense just didn't have a sense. Maybe they're all in WWE, they're all in flux because Road Dogg gave his notice and peaced out. I don't know. Maybe it's in AEW, I don't know, maybe it's just Tony Khan. Tony Khan usually plays the long game with this stuff. So I'm willing to give a goofy wrestling can work, but it takes work. And here's the biggest thing I find. And this is the biggest error that both companies have made. In WWE, they assume that everybody would know who Danhausen was when you have a very casual audience that quite often only watches WWE and thinks it's the only wrestling around. And that was their biggest mistake. Even though they're in Chicago, a lot of people don't have a clue what a Danhausen is or what he does. And I think they're going to get through it. And then in AEW, it's like, yeah, we know they can work, and now you're putting them back in this mode.
What the hell is that?
That basically sums that up there. The most successful goofy wrestler in AEW, which they unfortunately stopped, was Ricochet. I don't think that's done yet. It just has to be done in the right doses in AEW. And you know what? Like, here's the thing. I do honestly believe that Tony Khan has earned a little bit extra rope compared to what Triple H has done. All the rope that Triple H had, I think he's pretty well lost in terms of leverage to make things better. They basically they got to focus on this stuff now and we're heading into one of the most important times of the year for both companies because you're starting to head towards Double or Nothing in AEW. And of course you got WrestleMania coming up in 6 weeks, right? So Ricochet's match against against Zach Gowen. Yeah. Him trying to do a figure four. Yeah. Like, you are going to get comedic spots like that. And I think they're going to work out well for this. But like I said, comedy wrestling is a nice thing to have, but you got to learn to do it the right way. And you got to know what your crowd, the number one rule for a comic is know your audience, or at least a little bit about your audience. So at least, your jokes aren't going to exactly burn themselves into the ground. But speaking of burning things into the ground, like tonight's episode of Collision, we very well could get high enough that we burn everything to the ground with the Rascals taking on FTR for the tag titles tonight. Which, yes, I know it's one of those predictable, we know FTR is going to win, but maybe they aren't. Maybe the Rascals get added into that match at Revolution, becomes a three-way. You never know in these cases. Okay, sorry, I just had a little post come up here. On top of that, tonight, we are actually going to be getting Swerve Strickland versus Gravity, which, let's face it, it's Bandito's buddy. It's Bandito's brother, sorry. Which Swerve's going to absolutely destroy Gravity, do something maniacal to him, And Brody's going to come out and try and rip them apart, which is going to set up a hell of a match coming up this next Sunday over in the Staples or the Kia Forum, or whatever they call it now, down in LA. Because we hate LA. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Screw over LA. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Absolutely Revolution. No, I was talking about the venue. Thank you, Fearfully Confident. Appreciate you piping in here and chatting with all of us here. Yeah. No, Revolution's going to be a lot of fun. No, I was talking about the venue itself. Revolution is going to be a fun card. We're going to be here for the Sidecast as always. We'll have a real blast with it. And crypto. Okay, now it's the Crypto Bank Arena. Okay, yeah, I kind of figure it was something. Thank you. I appreciate you. Get you go call me. That place has had a lot of names lately because nobody wants to pay for it. But yeah, no, that the card's going to be a lot of fun. And then on top of it here, we're going to get, I don't know if we're going to get it for the opening or the main here, Claudio versus Konsuke. You tell me this isn't going to be a humdinger of a match to start the night off. So this is this week's live. Next week's going to be taped for Collision. For those that aren't familiar, oh, they're doing the tag titles to start. Okay. For me, that tells me that Claudio and Konsuke are going to be the main event tonight, which sell me up for that. Collision live. You know what? I don't mind either live or taped. And to me, the reason that you do it taped and it makes sense next week, if you get any injuries on Collision, you still have 3 days to pivot and rebook. That's one of the problems they were having before with you having a show the day before the pay-per-view. You don't get a real chance to book a storyline that well. I do like the fact that, AEW's decided to hell with worrying about the other show. I do hope they change for Mania, but every other week I hope that they stick where they're at, because last week apparently up against Elimination Chamber, they had one of their biggest Collision numbers versus a pay-per-view ever. And to me, it just speaks to the volume of how much people are really enjoying Collision right now. See, now Stokely's got to get over to WWE and donate that share to Jordan Grace. Hey, Jets PYG5, how you doing? Collision should maybe move to Thursday. It wouldn't be the worst. It's gotten to the point where WWE fans and AEW fans are two different. Absolutely. There is a very solid point to that, PJC. By the way, good to see you as well tonight. It wouldn't hurt my feelings to move to Thursday, but then you're up against Impact, which, once again, that's two different audiences and whatnot. And I don't know which way we go with that. Favorite wrestler on AEW? Ugh. I'll be honest, I'm all over the place, to be frank with you. And people that have watched me here, and I think I can vouch for it, like, there are a lot of wrestlers that I enjoy, but for me, it's more matches than wrestlers. Anyone that can put on a good match, could be considered a great wrestler, my favorite wrestler at the week. Like, I'll go from Statlander, I'll go from Willow, I'll go to FTR some days. Mox is absolutely a beast here for us. And I say us as in we're all together here, but... And even the big news, like speaking of jet speed, just prior to the show starting tonight, Sean Ross Sapp reported that Kevin Knight has re-signed with AEW. And my God, that is the ultimate one right there. There you go, Brody King. Great wrestler, devastating finisher, metal guy, super progressive, checks all the boxes. Yeah, like Brody King is another one for us as well. Did I see Mercedes versus Persephone? Only the highlights. I'm really happy with, not only the Persephone signing, but the fact that Mercedes is back up and she's back working again. Yeah, that was a bit of a slap there. Wow. No, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Like, I heard the match was absolutely insane. An all-women's show as well. Like, we have 2 all-women's shows going on this week. Like, we had the CMLL one on Friday. We got Wrestle Kingdom coming up quick over in Europe. Oh, we're getting the dogs again. Well, I think that's one of the biggest surprises we had last week. Was in fact David Finlay signed with AEW. They still had a couple matches they had to figure out what to add here, so to get the full 2 hours in tonight. Oh, there we go. Garcia and Ciampa. That'll be a fun one for tonight. So, here's the fun part. Lena Cross and Megan Bayne apparently attacked Willow and Harley backstage today. Which, TK, smarten up. Get your shit together. Wow. My auto mod on my YouTube actually blocked my link tree ad. My God, what is wrong with this thing? Ugh. Anyway. But I'm going to have to fix that up here as we go. I see that things are going cross and they should. All right. Automud doesn't want me showing off. I guess. No, I don't like the fact that TK didn't even realize, oh my God. Some little kid had a poster that Dax ripped out of the hand. Now the referee kicked out of the hell?
You left your house and walked into mine.
McGee, what the heck? I see that payment for the you got that prepay for the PLE spot next Saturday. What must have went through there. How you doing, my friend? 4 freaking years. 4 years. I got to come up with something special for those yearly ones here. But damn, thank you, McGee. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody here tonight. We are absolutely jam-packed to the gills here. There's always room for more. We can always find more seats. But, no, I appreciate you, sir. More than you know. This is going to be a lot of fun, folks. If you haven't heard, sorry, I know we got a great match going on here, but if you haven't heard, this Tuesday is going to be 15 years for me as a content creator. Oh, so they're going to put 0 Hour on HBO Max this week. Or this month. So I wonder how that's going to work for us up here in Canadian land. Hey, Michael. Good to see you here tonight. Good to see everybody piling in here because we have as we hit our first picture-in-picture break here. Got to make sure to mute it because, you know, we do not owe any extra money to these sponsors. So probably get screen cat. No, well, I usually pick up the pay-per-views on Amazon now. And usually you can find 0 Hour on there then in that case. So probably shouldn't be that bad. But we'll have to see. Like, we'll find out closer too. I'd like to see if they get it back on Triller. Triller's advertising like sale codes for Dynasty seats. Which if I had more time off, I definitely would be. All right, I'm going to have to fix that over on that YouTube side here. For some reason, all these ads are coming up in the text chat too. I'm working on some new stuff, folks. So forgive me here if I get a little grumpy about some stuff that I see here. But now Dynasty is going to have a packed house. Like I know that it's going to look a little poor compared to other places. And that's just one of the bad things about Canada is the fact that we don't have those mid-size arenas that we can use. Either we got 2,000, we got 10,000, one or the other. Our AEW pay-per-view is not on Triller anymore. They used to be the go-to. They were. And then Triller and TK ended up getting on bad terms. So the last couple weren't on there. Like, that was my go-to as well. Like, I just love the fact it's on there. And also the fact that one of our local promotions is still technically on there in Top Talent Pro Wrestling. I say technically because I haven't seen a new show of theirs in like a year and a half. So they take forever to edit, which I'm sorry. Guess outside of Lethbridge, I'm the only guy who can actually edit within a month of, you know, a show coming out, but I digress. But Triller was always my number one for it. Amazon, it was great up till that last one where the I Quit match between Darby and Mox literally got cut off from the Amazon feed. Oh, I love that spot. I love that spot when you hold the leg and all of a sudden you drop your head and the other guy next to you gets hit. It is like I said, when it comes to FTR, they are the living proof that Southern wrestling will still work. Between FTR and MJF. Because honestly, if you want the epitome of Southern wrestling, I think FTR is the second best example outside of MJF. The problem is with MJF, he does have the positives and the negatives of Southern wrestling. And I'd like to know what you guys think. Like, personally, I think his promos are just, they hit a boiling point and then they spew out and then it's just garbage for the rest of it. So, well, Dak's doing some heavy work here. Shivani doing one of the faux pas of most modern commentators. Use the them instead of... Yeah, but the thing is, you got to realize that Cash's pin wasn't counting. He was just trying to hold him there. Nice shot to the outside. MJF promos, they fall into Cody Rhodes where they're technically fine and good, but if you've seen one, you've seen every promo they'll ever cut. Yeah, that's fair. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on with the... Oh, I thought for sure that was it. So the Rascals try to go for the Power and Glory spot themselves? May not be the smartest move in the world. Cash ends up slipping so he can't get up to the top rope in time. Damn. That top rope backdrop driver has always been scary to me. Because it's literally a blind spot going down, right? Like, you literally just got to hope you fall flat. And lucky enough for Wentz, he's in the ring with probably one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. It's like a buckle bomb. You just got to hope that you hit the right spot. And yeah, you're right in there, going in blind completely. And you're just trusting your partner to do the right thing. Ask Finn Balor about that one. Ew. Hell, who am I talking about? Ask Sting about that one. Oh, Nigel. Nigel's puns. It's high time to get things ready. See, now, let's have the Bucks come down here, distract FTR, and just have them lose the titles tonight. That ends up being the Rascals and the Bucks. Could you imagine how many people are pissed off they don't get to... that they don't get to see that regular tag? Oh, I thought they were going to get it right there. Sorry for those that are new here. If I yawn a little bit, it's because I do have a bit of asthma and sometimes my breath goes for a little bit. Honestly, we don't need another FTR Bucks match here. I'd be happier with Rascals versus Bucks. You never know. That went over like a popcorn fart right there. They just got a bad angle. Just don't show the replay on it. See, if they were smart, they would have called an FTR trigger. Yeah, you dumbasses. Don't steal two moves. All right, that was within a hair. This is where I see Shatter Machine coming in. Because he's going to bounce off the ropes. Here we go. You can almost see that coming. You can almost walk into that one right there. Wow. Very good match. Like a good 20-minute match to start the show off. So we get the tag title match reinstated still, and everybody's... This is the Cody Randy... All right, chat, I got to ask you. I know this is a AEW-centric show, but still, I got to ask you about this. The cage match results from last night's SmackDown made SmackDown this past SmackDown the worst rated SmackDown ever. Was it really that bad? I think the easy answer is no. Cody Hogan. I'm just going to throw that sound in there for that. Hey, Mark's back. W taking the title of Drew like a month before Mania is such horseshit. Yeah. I completely agree. The only way it's going to settle for me, the only way I'm going to understand it happening and I don't mind it is if they do Drew versus Nick Aldis. If they do Fatu, it's like, meh. Cody versus Orton didn't need the title? No, it didn't. Unfortunately, you can tell right now that there's a promotion in panic mode. They're trying to do whatever they can. Oh, the booking is just in panic mode right now. It's like, let's throw everything at the wall and see what happens. Just because we don't want it as predictable as we need to. And you know what? As much as I don't like agreeing with Dave Meltzer, I do have to agree with Dave Meltzer on something here. Cody versus Orton might be the most bland Mania event since Miz and Cena. Let me counter that to you, PJC. While I understand there was a different feeling to the match, you want to talk about the most bland Mania match? Up until Travis Scott showed up, Cody Cena. Just saying. Because that match was absolutely bleh until you saw somebody you really didn't want to see out there. Yeah, true. That match sucked too. I can't help it. Punk versus Roman also. I honestly feel we had injuries get into it. In my opinion, I think it was probably going to be Rollins and Punk for the title. That's probably the match you were going to have going on at Mania for the world title, and then you can still run Roman and Cody 3 if you really want, but your main match for the card would be Punk shouldn't be champion, can barely move in the ring. Well, you know what? You get him his run. If he's popular, you let him run with it for a little while, then see what happens. I feel that finally WWE is building new stars. It just hates that they're building. It just hates that they're building new stars. I'm going to give you that, and I'm going to give you that because you are right on both. Like, on both sides of the board, like, they tripped into Kiana James. Like, the fact that she had a hell of a performance in the Elimination Chamber, and everybody's getting behind her right now, like... Oh, God. Oh, my God. Bowens has become Cutler. Bowens has become the new Cutler. Unless, do they go to Caster? Do they go after Caster here at this point? And then that's when Bowens changes his mind. Moxley looks like a security guard out there. I am so looking forward. This is the kind of matchup I was looking forward to when we got into getting guys like Ciampa moving over. Oh, speaking of which, and yes, I know I'm bringing up SmackDown from last night. Is last night the last time we see Johnny Gargano on WWE TV after Obafemi absolutely wrecked him? Basically did his ricochet through the windshield moment. No, not yet. Okay. I think we are going to get a few more once his contract's done, he's out. I'm very confident in that. I'm 90% confident in Bailey. Hey, Nats. No, Canada should not surprise you at all. Canada should not surprise you one little bit. In terms of, and that's the World Baseball Classic he's referring to today, by the way, folks. Shout out to Canada. They're going to bury him a little further on his way out. They can bury him as far as they want. I don't think it really matters. And that's the funny thing. Canada has a great team. Abso-freaking-lutely. Good evening, Love Wrestling. Boris, is that you or... By the way, folks, if USA down 1-0, that doesn't surprise me. Canada has a solid offense, pitching. Yeah, and that's the thing. Scuba gave up a horn. Oh, okay, Spencer. Good to see you. If you guys haven't heard, unfortunately, I can't do Twitch shoutouts or YouTube shoutouts on Twitch. If you check out Love Wrestling CA over on the old YouTube side, they're actually doing their shows live now on the format instead of on IWTV. You guys think Gargano shows up at Revolution? I don't think his contract's up, to be honest. And they haven't built Ciampa into a match yet. And now that Fletcher's occupied with trios match, yeah, we were talking about this just before you got here, Nats, and I don't think it's done with Johnny quite yet. I think Johnny's going to try and get his pound of revenge after what happened there. They're still going to run with it a little bit. Johnny Gargano may very well play that Heath Slater role where he gets just murdered by multiple people before he heads out. It very well could be that too. But yeah, PJC, going back to your point, and I think this is completely legit for any team in the WBC right now. Everybody's got hitters. Chicks dig the long ball, so there's a lot of people that want to do that. It's the pitching that's going to win you a championship there. Whoever has the deepest bullpen, whoever has the deepest rotation, those are the ones that are probably going to move on more than anything else. Setup is as follows. Mike on monitor 1, Collision on monitor 2, and Team USA on the iPad. You don't have Vengeance Day on anywhere? I'm actually surprised. From some of the notes that I've gotten down here, and so far it's been 2 for 2 in terms of good matches there. I'll probably go back and watch it later. Like, I got a whole week off next week, so after Tuesday. NXT Vengeance Day, their PLE is on right now. Sorry, I had a technical question show up. Well, I quit on NXT since Nick doesn't cover it anymore. Fair. I'll be honest. There's been some people that I do watch that. Here's something that I typically do, like on Tuesdays. If Wheezy Blonde or whatnot is watching it, I'll actually have her stream up. Because I grew up on radio. I grew up on radio commentators. Oh, sorry, got to mute. Don't want to get some free stuff there, so. I'll have them on because they'll have the audio running in the background, and I can get all my details there while I'm working on either I'm editing or I'm playing something here. Speaking of playing, I am so looking forward to this next week here for playing, guys. WWE 2K26 comes out physically next Friday, so that's when I'll be getting it. MLB The Show 26 is coming out this Friday in early access. I'll be getting that. For myself, I like to have the physical copy of the WWE games, so I can add it to my collection. The pile behind me here, which, of course, with the blackout screen, you can't see that right now. Dun, 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 dun. USA felt a lot like Team Canada at the Olympics. The Brazil game was kind of an eyebrow raising. And they put a crooked number up just the 9 felt strange. They should have merged it. That's fair. You know what? You're going to hear about players that you never thought you'd hear before when it comes to the WBC. And that's sort of the same thing that you see over here. And this is a full credit to Tony Khan for all his searching and a lot of the people that he's brought in here. Because I'll admit, I am not one of those indie Traces Clay's. Fair. Too bad Clay can't make a shot for the Mavericks anytime soon. Wait, do I have... Oh, here we go. No, better yet. Clay shots. Next shot. Next shot. Next shot. Sorry. Clay Thompson just, yeah, no. You turn into a number 1 option, you turn into 0 option. So funny. I had people ask me technical questions over on socials. I'm like, yeah, just come in the stream and ask. I don't care. Or players that you haven't heard of in years, like Oman closing it out for Canada. That's fair. Like, I want to give the best example, and for people that play MLB The Show, Harry Ford was a card I used really early in the game that actually worked really well for me. He's a catcher for Britain, minor league of the Seattle Mariners. I think he got traded now. Yeah, Ford's a national now, but at the time he was with the Mariners. So, but yeah, you didn't know anything about him until the World Baseball Classic, and then that baseball card came in. It's like, hello. So yeah, just looking over everything. We are going to be here live for all these. And don't forget, I guess, do I have it up? Of course I don't have it up right now. Damn it. Actually, I forgot what I was actually looking for. No, I do have it up. What am I talking about here? Don't forget. First year where I didn't pre-order the show, I definitely have. I know I'm going to buy it, so I might as well pre-order it to get the bonuses. But yeah, if you guys are wondering, we're doing the 10 straight days of streams. Let me talk about that fast 5 times. But, yeah, Tuesday, I'm a little wide open. We might do Mario Kart. We might do we might do Smash Brothers. We might do Fortnite for all I know. It's 15 years of being a content creator, so we're just trying to piece things together here. Oh, and shout out to Lance Storm with the single-leg crab. No, and I've been looking... Sorry, let's flip it back over here to the match here. And just seeing Garcia here be in a position where he can... Hey, Boris. We're just trying to learn the AEWs while you're going to be learning the ropes later tonight. So, what do you think about Ciampa, Briscoe, Gargano as a faction? That'd be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Could you imagine us getting DIY together to take on FTR here? Feel like crap, but I'm gonna. You know what? Sometimes you just got to do it. I'll be honest with all of you. Project Ciampa. Games have gotten way too expensive. Still have to figure out what to cut over Pokepi, MLB, and WWE because there's no way you can afford being released based at the same time. Honestly, what you're going to play now, I think sales are going to be coming up sooner than later. If you're not going to play WWE right away, wait till Mania weekend. I'll almost guarantee you they'll put a sale on then.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Oh, damn. Project Ciampa did not work out. That's where that came from. Thank you for the blurb there, McGee. Yeah, the 2K games are always get hella cheap, and Pokemon literally goes on sale. So, like I said, it all depends on what you're going to play first. You have 100,000 points, need to use... Well, I almost wonder what to do with all... Like, I've been trying to rethink about how I'm going to redo the channel points and whatnot. Because a lot of people haven't used them. I'll be the first... Like, I almost am scared to think about how much Zodiac has. $233,000. There you go. Ciampa's like, get the hell out of my face. So FTR is trying to recruit Ciampa right now. This is where you set up Gargano. This is where you set up the Gargano appeal. Wait a second. Wait a second. Are we sniffing something here? Old and graybeard? Here it comes. Here it comes. Poor FTR hair being left out of the bald club. Yeah. No, this ain't over until they literally get to the back. Yeah, there it is. I told you, you got to wait until they literally get to the back. Did the DIY tree? Absolutely. All right, well, we had to wait a few weeks to get... Ciampa as a heel is probably more appropriate right now. My God, I am so looking forward to this main event tonight. Takeshita Castagnoli? Like, are you kidding me? Heel Ciampa's what I want. Yeah, like, the Psycho Killer has always been better as a heel. How many of you have seen Gargano as a heel as it's been going on? Because I have in his Evolve Wrestling days. Should have saved this for AEW Edmonton. You know that ain't happening. They got a lot of story. Gargano doesn't have a You know what? He actually did a very good job when he was in Evolve as a heel. Just being that extra cocky guy. Oh, poor Gravity. Gets the already in the ring entrance. Gargano heel in the way in NXT was literally the only time I gave a crap about Austin Theory. That's a very good point there. Yeah, it looks like Swerve's about to defy gravity. Sorry, I had to. Somebody had to somewhere in here. So Bandito made the save at the last second there, but I don't think he's going to be making a save anytime soon here. I think we're going to see Andrade come out here as well tonight. Is it just me or is Gravity always brought out whenever we have to? We just need somebody to get beaten up on Bandito's behalf. Yeah, the already in the ring entrance, we call it here. Because, you know, nobody likes the term jobber anymore. We try to be sensitive toward wrestlers these days, but no, So yeah, we're 2 matches. This is our 3rd match. We're almost at the hour mark. Gravity's trying. Gravity's failing. As a local as a local jobber, I get to feel the word pass. I give you that. I swear, if you're a fan of violent wrestling, Swerve versus Brody is going to feed you for a while. My God, I thought Gravity was just doing the flying nothing, just for the hell of it, but turned that into an arm drag pretty well. So yeah, once again, everybody that's popped in here tonight, I appreciate you being here. If you're watching over on the Red Brand, please make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, as we are getting ever so close to 1,000 subs over on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. You know what? The only time I've ever seen the moonwalk be relevant would be the when Samoa Joe did it, that time the gravity went through the air on him. The no cell was doing the gravity walk. All right, that sucked. Good old Mafia boot right across the face there. And if you're wondering, the difference between a Mafia boot and a PK is where you hit them with a foot. You just want to take off that extra padding, right? Right in front of the face there. Uh-oh, going up. Yeah, no. Gravity's dead. No, Swerve's got to hit a house call or two. So funny, he didn't even want to touch him, just literally crawled over him. Nana getting all serious here. It's going to be interesting with the fact that it is in Brody King's hometown. Well, close enough. Are we not going to do anything to Gravity? This is going to be a fun match at the pay-per-view. Very simple, very straightforward promo. Right now, I don't really think they built up anything else worthwhile to set up any other match besides that, right? So to me, it makes the most sense. And It sucks that all these women's matches have to be, or all these women's promos have to be pre-taped. It sucks in one way, but it's very positive in another for the fact that you do get the Wrestle Queendom show that's going on, I think literally, I'm not 100% sure what time it starts, but I do know it comes soon. Oh, Tatum Paxley just won the North American title on NXT. So they're trying to do some feel-good moments. But yeah, you had Wrestle Queendom. You have the all-women showdown at CMLL last night, which, from what I heard, is an absolute killer of a show. Shout out to Veda Scott, who got an opportunity to do commentary on that as well. And just, the problem is when you have all these top wrestlers going over there, you don't have anybody for your Saturday show, which I think you could probably get away tonight with. It sucks that it's International Women's Day tomorrow, and they only got one match on Collision. It's probably going to be an All Ray in the Ring match for the women. But what I'd like to see here on AEW is just either bring up some ROH wrestlers and give them a feature tonight, or else do some promo work about showing where these wrestlers are right now, rather than doing a pre-show vignette saying that the women's tag team champions and the TBS champion got beaten up backstage by Lena Cross and, oh, of course, the Timeless Love Bombs and Megabad V2. So we are getting two women's matches, my correction here. But show some highlights of these wrestlers going around the world and prove that if you're all elite, you're all elite around the world. And it just seems like a little bit of stalling on that. So, speaking of ROH, what are your thoughts on the new tapings? I don't mind it. I've never been a real worry about one way or the other what it looks like. Give me good wrestling and you can put it in front of 30 people and it still look good. It looks very similar to what the NWA tapings look like. The only thing is, what do you do with it? Like, until they actually get on a TV station, nobody's going to give two shizzes. Why does Tekla look like she's drunk coming out here? My biggest complaint is they didn't do anything with the red screen. Fair enough. She's not drunk. She's intoxicated. Wait a second. Don't ever use the term "what" in a wrestling promo, ever. She got whatted. Wrestling fans who chant, well, she sort of walked him into it. Let's call a spade here. Which might not be the worst thing in the world, to be honest, after, title belt's too big for her torso. Well, it's what you always call a... No other statement will be made in regards to that sound clip. Spiders at... Yeah, they stayed it fair. Honestly, this just makes you want to take a deep dive into Clark Connors and see what he's all about. Moxley looks like a farmer right now. In that interview, Moxley looks like he just got off the field after plowing 80 acres. I am not calling Renee 80 acres there. Be very careful. Oh, goody. Tony Khan's favorite stipulation in the world's up right now. If you didn't know Tony Khan's favorite stipulation, if you can't figure out what to book, just put a bunch of money on the line. Renee the Acres. You win on that one. So yeah, you can't really crown number one contenders again right away because you just had your number one contenders lose. Your new number one contenders are getting the pay-per-view shot next week. You don't want to create another number one contender right away. So do the smart thing and just set up a match for a bunch of money. The only difference is they're not going to use it for any follow-up storyline probably. And I say probably because, well, I'm sorry, when the Outrunners are involved, anything can be turned into a decent storyline that's completely off the wall. Nice to see Private Party back, though. No JRPGA villain gear for Roosh tonight. I guarantee you he does it for singles. He doesn't do it for tags. Shout out to Pro Wrestling Tees who are actually making white shirts now. Like for years, it was just literally black shirt after black shirt after black shirt after black shirt. I'm going to be picking up some white shirts later. If anybody's interested in getting some AEW merch, I recommend waiting until next weekend. They always have a sale for their pay-per-views, which is usually 25% off. Which for us up here in Canada will just barely cover the currency conversion. All right, what pack of smokes are they trying to wear this time? See, the Outrunners winning $200,000 will be the equivalent to most people winning $1 million. Because they take it back in time and the inflation doesn't go down, right? So that's back when you could buy a house for $100,000. Oh, we get Dalton on commentary. Or they live in American South or can't. Hell no, Canada housing. It's all about them dollar bills, y'all. Appreciate they put their names on their trunks. Last time I watched them, they didn't have it. I couldn't remember who was who. Fair. They had it on the back of their tights, but now they have it on the back and the front. Because the Miami Vice tights, yeah, they had it on the back, but who's staring at their ass the whole time? I get it, 52% of the population, but I digress. They fell in love with a... Alabama's GDP per capita is higher than Canada. It's all about money management. That's fair. You can't say it's a damn... Now you done it. You guys stuck your hand in the cookie jar, and I've been pissing about this for a while. You cannot state that a match is going to happen, then try and call it a standby match. We still beating MISSISSIPPI? I don't know. I just find most people around here are broke AF. Which still makes me wonder how I'm still streaming for after this many years, but I digress. Oh, jeez. I thought it would be in a four-way match. You shouldn't be teaming up on anyone. Yeah, that worked for about 5 seconds. Yeah, I've never been a fan of teams in the corner for matches like this. Just have everybody in the ring. It's like in 2K when I never want to have the regular tags if I can help it. Not only do they take forever, but... All right, Jalisco just killed Blake Christian. Face first to the canvas. A lot of people forget that Roosh was a former ROH champion. He was like the last real Sinclair champion. Before things went into receivership and the title changed hands about 4 times before Tony Khan eventually bought it. But yeah, like a match like this is perfect for a collision. Just teams trying to make a name for themselves, putting on some great moves here. Love to see him get there again. He's good. Yeah, I think Roosh, if Roosh can avoid the injury bug for a little longer, it wouldn't surprise me if TK gave him a bit of a run here. One of the biggest problems he has right now if I do remember properly, is he was affiliated with AAA, which means his ability to work for CMLL is rather limited due to pre-prejudiced ideals by ownership of CMLL and former ownership of AAA. But now when it comes to AAA, it's simple. You want to work for TKO or not? And well,
No, please, no.
but I will give a shout out to Dr. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., who ended up taking on Carmelo Hayes last night. AAA versus CMLL would be so vicious. Like, you might as well put that in an octagon because it literally will, for the most part, would more than likely become shoot fighting throughout the entire thing. Because I can't see it being individual, or I can't see those promotions not taking it personally. And in many respects, I do realize the wrestlers in many ways don't care, but there are a bunch that do. Because they literally will not be allowed to be booked in the other promotion because they're working in the other said promotions. So, in many ways, what's that phrase we use? Bullshit? I think that's the most appropriate word when it comes to that. And just a heads up to the folks on Twitch, we are going to have our first set of ads here in under about 3 minutes here. So if you don't want to see the ads, subscription times 8 times, folks. And if you have a Prime membership, you do get one free sub every month. So. All right, that's, oh God. And over the top. So Turbo gets tagged and Truth just says, to hell with it, I'm coming in anyway. Okay. That's why I say, you know what? Just to hell with it. Oh, shit. Don't show them until the last second. All right, that sucked. Okay, that worked out. Okay, it sucks, but it worked out. Now here comes LFI as the dastardly heels that they are. All right, that spot's already been used. Damn it, D'Lo. If you guys haven't watched OSW reviews, I highly recommend it. That's where the damn it, D'Lo comes from. If you're new around here, D'Lo Brown was the major agent for TNA back in its inception days. So he would be in charge of if somebody uses a move in a match, you're not supposed to use it in following matches. So that's why they start calling it a damn it, D'Lo. And the glasses are still sitting out there for somebody to get hit on. Flying lung blower. I don't think Marquand knew about that. I honestly don't think Quinn knew about that coming. Now, technically, Turbo is the legal man in the match. And there goes the swirl with the kicks. You knew that was coming. It just took forever for them to get it off. All right. If they're... Oh, God. Look at Christian go. Seriously. Swirl going to work. Poison rod out of nowhere. Jesus. All right. Great offense. Timing a little off, but that's not the worst thing in the world there. These guys are absolutely unloading on everything. I don't think we're going to get the dogs in action tonight, folks. Boot to the face. Oh, Jesus. Panama Sunrise out of nowhere. So they're not doing the silly string anymore. Doomsday Cutter. Well, we're going to have an extra big party around here. If they start throwing the bag the wrong way, it's all going to fly out of there. "21-man blackjack battle royal." So, all right, and that's during the pre-show. So, Swirl looks like an actual tag team? Absolutely. I do love the fact that the reason they got their tag team was totally Renee Paquette was at a McDonald's. And she saw the ice cream dispenser giving out chocolate and white ice cream. And vanilla, sorry. So that's how they literally got the name The Swirl. But yeah, no, they're going to be a fun team to go forward. Now Buster and the Brain is here in AEW as well. They've been having some fun over in Ring of Honor. Renee Plauquette. Sorry, my bad. Yay, 0 hour on YouTube. Well, it always has been available on YouTube. The only difference is they always had the tailgate brawl, is why we usually avoided it. It's not really that rough of a week for Kevin Knight. Bailey, The ultimate captain. I just want to punch Donna in the face at this point. You know, Nats, I think you're still in here, Nats. Talking about Kevin Knight being a heel, it might be closer than you think. Just because of that. But yeah, Wednesday will be fun. Sunday will be fun. Saturday we have our own PLE, which I'm just getting the final details put together here. It looks like we might actually be down to 7 matches instead of 8. Fletcher Speedball again. Fuck me. I haven't smoked cigarettes in over 8 years. Not sure it was said already, but yeah, it was just announced right before the show. You know, Kevin Knight says he had such a bad week. I'm like, no, you signed a big contract today. So, no, another smart signing by TK, re-signing to Kevin Knight. He's also got David Finlay signed, which, if you haven't heard the story about that one, it came out after we were done stream on Wednesday. Apparently, Finlay was going to sign with WWE. However, the deal that WWE offered him was an NXT contract, which, when it comes to that, is extremely low paying compared to a main roster contract. So, David Finlay saw the writing on the wall and decided AEW was a better choice. Time will tell whether it's going to work out or not. I think it's going to. It's just I think eventually we're going to have to start worrying about, like, for the most part, the rosters are somewhat segregated. I think we're going to have to get a little bit more to that level of segregation yet. Like, don't get me wrong, TK's done a hell of a job breaking up everybody into 2 sets of rosters, but there's still some stories and some matches you're seeing on every night, which I get it. You have to advertise on Dynamite to get them over to Collision many times, but not necessarily the other way, right? So, but yeah, I don't think we're going to get that standby match tonight unless the Timeless Love Bombs versus Mega Bag goes like 2 minutes, which honestly, I wouldn't put it past the realm of possibility here. I hate when they put earlier today. Because anybody that's half a wrestling fan for AEW, or at least is around for a bunch of time, knows that these ladies aren't here. Like last night, Harley was doing a promo in the ring for Eve Wrestling with Amira, getting ready for their big match tonight. And of course, Willow's over there defending the TBS championship as well. Bullshit. They're still out there, you stupid. This is a team. To be a camera person. Blood pressure, please be checked on all of you tonight. Oh, these two look so good together as a team. I want to see how they work together. Thank you very much. So, in Stardom, apparently one of your rituals to get into this faction that Mina was in was that you actually had to do, you know how Mina does the dance before she comes out? You actually have to perform that every match. Yeah, this is going to be fun. This could be a pay-per-view match. So who's Richter that Storm fears? Oh, Wendy Richter, my bad. My God, I'm just like, let's just, hold on. Let's just forget I even stopped with that. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. No, Megan Bain had a huge match at CMLL this week. Literally just got back in like hours before the show. Personally, I will still say this, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The MVP of the women's division very well could be Megan Bain. If I had to pick someone. Bain never stops wrestling. No, like, here's the thing. And it's always the belief you have. The belief I have is, like, you're going to make that bread as while you can. Because look at her tag partner, Penelope. Like, she's going to be out a couple more weeks now. Apparently the injury isn't as bad as they thought. Of course, Tony's like half dead at ringside right now. Bain is the workhorse. Absolutely workhorse. I think Tony's taking a bit of a step back right now. And I'm not saying that is in terms of her ability. Like, her ability is just as good as it's always been. Oh, that's... Okay, there you go. Lydia, that's what it was. Tour of the Island side slam there. Shout out to Jeff Cobb. And they could say Jeff Cobb because JC Mateo is on WWE TV. I'd love to see Megan show up in that Blackjack Battle Royal. It's so funny because, you know, sometimes in life you think about the worst things in life. You just think of just stupid things. Like when they're talking about the Blackjack Battle Royal, I'm thinking of picking up 20 other people. They all have to be African American. They're all named Jack. Into the ring. Just 12 meanest, ugliest sons of a guns who just want to beat people up. Tony Khan would be crazy enough. That'd be a Vince Russo thing. But Tony Khan for the 0 Hour? Now, here's the question I have. And this sort of relates to something else about 0 Hour. Apparently, the Costco guys are going to be there. Do you think they're a part of the Battle Royal too? It makes sense. If Big Boom AJ was in there. Oh, God, this is not going to be good. Well, there goes your jaw or your nose, one or the other. Megan's looking at Luther like, why the hell are you getting involved here? Not many words, just literally bow down, and that's all you need to say right now. I will say I love the fact that this match is getting a lot of time to breathe here right now. We're already 10 minutes in. We could be going as long as 20. If they go 20 minutes and then the War Dogs come out for a match, I'm going to be so pissed. Even if it's a 2-minute dogs match, why do we need that? Let's try to get somewhere near 8 o'clock tonight or 10 o'clock Eastern, whichever you're at. Just a reminder, our final My GM of 2K25 is going to be after we're done here tonight on Collisions. So, yeah, it looks like they're only advertising the one match, so we probably are just going to go straight to our main after this. Because actually having him debut as a trio probably wouldn't be the smartest move to do. Just a random Collision 3-minute match out of nowhere, right? Especially after such a hot angle that they've been going on here. Which more than likely will settle up at the pay-per-view. But yeah, just watching everything going through here, like it's weird for the fact that Toni Storm has been such a long-term champion and been so dominant for so long, and she's just basically getting manhandled here. Like, it looks like Marina's going to be the one taking the hot tag here. Oh, PJC, I don't know if you saw on X, I tagged you in certain creator wrestlers that were just, somebody's made up a creator wrestler for every CFL team. They're definitely finding their way to the Backbreaker roster, guaranteed, if they're available. Because I think they said they're PC downloads, so might not be available on our end. Oh, God. Mean that AEW isn't trying to have the same champion main event their top pay-per-view for 5 years in a row? Are you sure that's smart? You know what? It all depends on how your stories are being told. And what level of storytellers you have. Like, I know where you're going with this. And I do feel that there's some different stories that they could go with. Oh, wow. There we go. They need to finish the damn story. I think the worst thing that ever happened to that story was the fact that Heyman said it was the third inning. After 39, I think he said it was the third inning. It feels like they're in the seventh inning of a big rain delay right now. Megan's not getting pinned. Tony's not going to get pinned. Lena's not going to get pinned. And Megan Bay just said, no, we're just going to do what I want to do here. I guess now they're going to get all that Paramount money. You can put extra stuff on HBO Max. Jesus. All right, Lena, you earned this. I will get that changed to AEW eventually here. I gotta redo my audio setup completely next week, so thanks Elgato for updating everything after I bought like $200 worth of stuff. Ugh. Tony, you don't have to bring it up. It's already there. Just unloading shot after shot. Revolution starts at 8. No, it's a night show. Great for me. It starts at 6. On a Sunday, yep. Thank God I'm going back tonight. That's fair. It's better than doing it this weekend when we lose an hour's sleep tonight. If you're not in Saskatchewan, you good old garbage emote. Ref, count. Shoulders are down, Martinez. Smarten up. Then we get rid of daylight. I don't really care either way. All right, we're getting the cheese ball thing here now. Her shoulders are down, Martinez. Smarten up. Well, that's a simple way to break it up. Yep, that's what I thought would happen here. Oh, God, what do we got going here? Jack Hammer. All right. Lena Cross sold me just by using my finisher. Mike the Ref on WWE 2K. Jack Hammer special. No spear needed. Oh, God. Briscoe definitely scared. Well, shame on me. Okay. Them Bucks. Did I mention something about why we have this match here? I don't give two You don't need a standby match. It's 20 minutes too. Like, seriously, we don't need this match right now. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm always a fan of seeing the dogs on my screen, but also, what guy's wearing Houston Oilers gear?
What the hell is that?
This should be a match on Dynamite. That too. No, this should be a match on YouTube. Yeah, this is over. Do we even need this? Like, bah, 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 bah. Do I need to like sing an interlude right now or something? Because my God, he clotheslined them all the way to Tennessee. Oh, God. Okay, that's a variation of a GTS I have yet to see before. I'm not familiar with David Finlay, but give me a decent match. That was violent. That was quick. Please keep them away from Darby. You know where their next match is, right? Like, literally, I think we're... Like, that's probably going to be the pay-per-view match. So who does Orange and Darby? Probably Kyle. I think Kyle or Tomohiro Ishii or... It makes sense for either one of those. And then all of a sudden you bring Roddy in to sort of fuck with Kyle, and then you start off that feud off of that. But I don't think you're going to go anywhere, anything really stupid beyond that. You could always do Ospreay just for the random pop. Because I'm thinking we're probably about 2 months away from seeing Ospreay back. But, you know, Ospreay was probably working more so on they just need to build themselves a wall first. If they win, they'll better. Yeah, they probably will. Like, literally, Darby can go on the losing streak of all losing streaks. I don't think anybody's going to give two shits. He's still over, so. But with us about to hit the main event here, just want to give you guys a quick rundown of what's going to be coming up on the channel for a week, because we have a very busy week coming up. Stick around if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you check out our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. Immediately following Collision, well, 5 minutes after. So we're going to hit up WWE 2K25 for the last time in my GM, as we are going to be doing Week 15, our Bash of Berlin show, as we book our final matches and give our thoughts on 2K25 and whatnot. And yeah, we'll see how things go there. Got to try and recover from last week. Might be on tomorrow. If we are going to try to finish off Tomb Raider in honor of International Women's Day. Don't quote me on it yet, though, but... And then Wednesday, I will just be prepping, because we got a hell of a schedule coming up here, folks. 10 days in a row. Starting this Tuesday, it is 15 years of content creation, from podcaster to videographer to streamer. It's been a hell of a ride, and we got a lot to talk about here going forward. So stop by, come say hi. You want to talk about some of the past, some of the present, some of the future. Let's have some fun. Maybe we'll throw out some Mario games on Mario Day as well. We'll see how things go. But then, of course, Wednesday we'll be here with AEW Dynamite, as well as Backbreaker Pro Wrestling War Games, as we will be featuring all four factions in separate War Games matches, with our main event being Andre C versus Ophelia Payne versus Walker Pipe Guy versus Willow Nightingale in a fatal four-way as they get ready for the BPW semifinals. Thursday, if you don't finish Tomb Raider, that'll be there. If not, it'll be eBaseball Spirit Stars or Power Spirits, the free-to-play Japanese baseball game. You can see the rest on the left. Just follow me and you'll know where everything is. I appreciate all you, but I appreciate Tony Storm out here for some reason. Wow. All right, well, we got a second women's match on the main card. Marina and Tony. No interference. All right, I appreciate this. They are hyping up Persephone. She is under AEW contract. It's a dual contract with CMLL. Thank freaking God. But this was an absolute banger of a match. If you get a chance to see it, I would highly recommend go out and checking it out. I know like I said, I got a ton of wrestling to catch up on here. Oh, shit. All right. Willow versus Persephone. Let's just. And a press conference. Dem Bucks versus Tommaso Ciampa and FTR. Let's go there. Fletcher and Bailey. Oh, boy. Yeah, we fixed that real quick here. Thanks, guys. Fixed. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. That guy's a little too excited for himself here, so. I do have to fix up shield mode once again, so. Like it's funny when you throw that as literally your first comment. Claudio with a lucha mask. I still want to buy one of those. But with all these intros and that, they're going to get like, what, 10 minutes until... Oh, I have a lucha mask, McG. Is it here? Just a sec, let me go grab it. I normally don't wear it because... You see, wearing glasses with something like this just doesn't work. So yeah, there you go. IML Bullzo. Shades of the Buffalo Bills. The only problem is, like I said, trying to wear glasses with this is not exactly the, hey, where'd Mike go? But yeah, gift from a coworker when he actually went down to Mexico, because, you know, this is actually a legit Mexican mask, so that's why I make sure I keep it. It's always on display here, so maybe someday I'll get contacts so we can actually wear this properly, but yeah, I want to watch this match, so. Yeah. All jokes aside, it's pretty, yeah, like, it is actually really cool. Let me just, right there, the whole logo, it's really stitched well. And yeah, just, I really like the quality of it. Like, I've had that for now 7 or 8 years. And it is, like, I've worn it a few times. Can somebody go punch that fan in the front row with the sign? Like, literally. Who's the baby face? Who the fuck cares? You're getting this match. I still can't. I can't believe you pay as much money as you do, which granted is a lot less than what you pay in WWE. But you, as much money as you pay for front row seats like that, to throw out such stupid signs. Like, you want to talk about disposable income that you should get rid of? I was going to say, you know, literally on top, on his head, discretionary income, yes. Ah! And Claudio's like, nope, no, you can take the cheap way out. I'm not. Boot right to the face. Oh. I just find it funny that when it comes to the Death Riders, do you really need to tell them to weaken up anybody? They just want to beat the living piss out of everybody. I love Moxley's old school take when it comes to oh God, we got these. We're gonna stick with this match until it's fully over here. When it comes to the Death Riders, they don't care. They're just out there to beat people up. And Claudio's smart. He's just not wasting any extra energy, just walking over the stairs to get back into the ring instead of trying to climb in. Claudio's a little shocked. Ha! I love Claudio. A shot to the face there. Shafir looks like she's about ready to have a panic attack. Want to go back after shots again and again and again. I love Marina. She just, you know, all this stuff about I'm watching you, and he's like, yeah, no, screw you. It's so funny because they're... I love how Marina's shit-talking Tony Storm at the same time. I think she still has the key of the briefcase. That was one of the mysteries we were wondering about on Wednesday. Like, why does she still have that key? Because originally that key was for the briefcase that the AEW title was in that Moxley had, right? Maybe it's the key to Roddy's heart? Who knows in this case? But I do like the fact that they actually gave Marina the ability to speak English now. Because for her first little bit, she was just being straight Russian or Moldovan. It's the key to Roddy's handcuffs. There you go. That should be something we post in, I'll post in socials. What is the key around Marina's neck? Wrong answers only. If I find a picture of it, I'll definitely try that online here. But yeah, watching two guys like this have a main event on Collision, just as you're wrapping up, what is it, Joe Hendry and Saints over on WWE tonight. So Roderick Plow Strangekria. All right. That's creative. Well, it's also me trying to talk Russian a little bit there too, so. Strong Acres. Okay, yeah. I thought maybe you were trying to talk something Moldovan there for a second. All right, we're coming back for the picture-in-picture. It's thematic. Yeah, the theme for tonight. Yeah, we're talking about plowing and... I'm just really shocked that we're getting Persephone on AEW TV next week. I'm not complaining one little bit. Maybe it's pegging. Where is it? Where is it?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, pretty much there we go. Oh, there it is.
No, sir!
I love the fact that Marina's like, yeah, I accept it. I just don't care at this point. I'm worried about other things. Takeshita with a nice shot there. I assume that Takesha's going to win this to set up the match for next week. I'm glad Nigel remembered that, how much work those two did with each other here. Oh, wow. Okay. You could tell Claudio couldn't get a whole lot done there, but... What a stretch. Like, normally you think about an STF here, but instead he decided to go for like an inverted he's never tapping out. We all know that, right? Like, this is fun. Like watching, like the strategy behind it as Claudio keeps yanking on the shoulder instead of, you know, doing any punches or anything. Well, Moxley said something bad on commentary, guaranteed. And up and oh God. Well, he didn't die from the Europeans, so you got to feel he's probably going to end up winning this. There's two. I'm going to fire up the Xbox here while we're wrapping up the match here. Does Nigel use a padded seat? Oh, they both use padded seats. So, is the Don Callis family being faces here? Like, think about this. The way that typical story goes through, isn't that a face thing? No. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, I forgot we can't do that unless Omega's around. My bad. That's how you counter it. Oh, wow. Look at this. Did Takeshita essentially block the clothesline? This is just two bulls going at it. Oh, here we go. Straight jack powerbomb. Oh, never mind. Inverted Ricola bomb into the knee with no protection. Wow. You know, Claudio on the inside just smiling because he knows he made this kid again. Not that he needs much making, but you still got a week. What you punk ass looking at? And this is how you make things back where they were. All right, looks like we might get a 2-on-2 here. And this is probably how the way we're going to go off the air, I'm thinking. This is going to be a hell of a brawl. I've always believed that for your main events of your final shows before the pay-per-view, you highlight a lot of the matches you want. You don't necessarily have to have the same match main eventing the final spot. This match here, it will sell the pay-per-view. And of course, we're going to go out on a wild brawl. But everything, like, from top to bottom on tonight's card, like, it was a hell of a lot of fun. The only thing, like I said, the only thing I would have changed is I wouldn't have bothered having the dogs match. It was a beating. It was brutal, but it had no point. And you could have taken that 7 minutes out of there and you would have finished on time. It's pretty obvious now that TK wants to go over every single week, which really doesn't surprise me at this point, so. But other than that, the Ciampa heel turn, which we're going to get Dem Bucks versus FTR and Ciampa next week. Could there be a possibility somebody else shows up next Wednesday? I doubt it, but wouldn't that be cool? Just, wouldn't it be cool? You know, just have that fourth member show up and just, you know, settle things out that way. It's a great setup towards the pay-per-view. And you know you're not going to get Briscoe and Ciampa on the pay-per-view, but this is probably the second best thing to it. So, but other than that, Lena Cross looking like an absolute monster. And, of course, Mina taking a pin, which seems to be going common these days. But Megan Bayne, Lena Cross, like, fuck. That looks like a good team. But with that being said, I think that's going to wrap it up here for tonight's sidecast. For those watching over on the YouTube, remember, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We're going to keep going here with my GM mode here for WWE 2K25. It's going to be our last run here with the Bash in Berlin PLE, so we're going to see a little bit of what each brand is up to. And next time we're going to be up on the YouTube side is going to be Wednesday for AEW Collision. You've seen what's coming up. It's going to be in a bomber of a show. And Persephone and Willow, that will feed families in many ways. But yeah, just keep track on socials for all the other things. And make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, tell all your friends. And yeah, we will see you all here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Take care.